I've been following this next story for days and weeks, and I still cannot wrap my mind around this. I'm still shocked that with the amount of unprecedented crises going on in this country, everything going off the rails, our government is still on purpose, entirely unnecessarily manufacturing additional crises out of pure corruption. So recently, some of you may have noticed if you've ordered anything online, if you were expecting anything in the mail, it is taking incredibly long to receive whatever it is you're waiting for in the mail. And it isn't because of COVID and the fact that people are shopping in person less and doing more online shopping, so there are more deliveries that are causing this. Because even after COVID and the lockdown started, I mean, I guess you notice like some things were maybe a day late, but honestly, the Postal Service was functioning fairly well back in March, April, even in May. But recently, Trump's appointed privatization goon that he put in charge of the USPS, the Postal Service, and of course was approved with the help of Democrats, has made changes to the Postal Service, radical changes that are a clear attempt to disrupt the service and to defund the Postal Service in order to make an opening for private businesses, delivery services, to try to swoop in and make a profit off of these new shortcomings by the Postal Service. And to be clear, this has been a bipartisan effort that has been underway since the Obama administration. This clear attempt to privatize the Postal Service and defund the Postal Service. But the effects of it are really starting to manifest now. And those effects are terrifying, because the Postal Service is a critical part of U.S. infrastructure. It is second only to the internet in terms of being able to get something from one place in the country to the other. And when we're talking about physically like delivering something from one place in the country to the other, the Postal Service is second to no one. So this is an incredibly critical part of U.S. infrastructure. People rely on it to survive. Many small businesses rely on the Postal Service to deliver their products to their customers. People rely on the Postal Service to deliver official documents, legal documents. People rely on the Postal Service to get their medicine delivered to their houses. And that's incredibly important for older people during this pandemic, so that they don't have to physically go into the pharmacy and fill their prescription. The Postal Service is incredibly important. And it is legitimately shocking to see how much it is just failing and falling apart, and through deliberate actions of the corrupt people in our government. And over the last few days, there have been videos and photos of just piles and piles of undelivered mail from the U.S. Postal Service just being dumped on the side of the road, in back alleys, dumpsters, wherever. And it's like, what the fuck is going on? So on top of the unprecedented delays in mail, it's taking forever for people to get whatever they're waiting for to be delivered. You just have people who will never get their mail because apparently it is now policy of the U.S. Postal Service to just dump piles of undelivered mail out into the street. And not even to mention the security risk that is involved in that. People's private information could be in the mail that you're just dumping in the street for anyone to find. Like, this is so beyond outrageous. And if you have had to deal with these insane delays from the postal service or just not getting your mail delivered to you, talk to me in the comment section because I want to hear it. Because I personally have been affected by this. So I haven't talked about it on video yet, but YouTube took the ads off of my channel. So none of the videos on my channel have had ads for almost a month at this point. And in order to resolve the issue, I'm waiting on a security pin that they're going to mail to me that I have to put into my YouTube account to reauthorize the monetization. And until I get that security pin in the mail and put it into my account on YouTube, none of my videos will be monetized. I can't even cash a check for the money that I've made with YouTube so far because my account's frozen and it won't be unfrozen until I put that pin in. So I've been waiting for it's maybe 2 months now. I've been waiting for this pin. And that's why I'm asking if you guys are able to financially, please contribute to the show, because I have no idea when I'm going to get this mail, this pin in the mail to unfreeze my account on YouTube to get my monetization back. I have no idea when that's going to happen. So that's why I'm asking if you can go to patreon.com/unapologetic0 and contribute if you can. I ordered a webcam so I can record better quality videos for the channel. Ordered that over a month ago. The first time it took weeks and to get it. It was delayed. And then I get an email notification saying the package was delivered. I look around, the package is nowhere to be found. I had to go through this whole process of trying to track it down, and everybody is telling me that the package must have been lost because the delivery driver must have marked it delivered and put it to the wrong place. That was the first time. I ordered another camera from a different company, from a different third-party company. Still to this day, have not received it. Over a week ago, I get another email saying it's delivered, yet the package is nowhere to be found. So this is fucking insane. And like I said, I know it's not just me dealing with this. And I know that the backlog of mail and the illegal dumping of this mail is more widespread than we even know right now. The Postal Service, they're the only people who can deliver baby chicks. So a lot of people, this is a thing, order chicks in the mail and they grow up and become chickens and they lay, or hens, whatever, and they lay eggs, and people who have a farm or whatever, so a lot of people do it. It's a very popular thing that happens. People order chicks in the mail, and the only people who can deliver it is the Postal Service, because normally their process is so seamless that they're the only ones who can do it safely. Well, now they've been delayed so long that there have been multiple complaints from people saying when they get these baby chicks, they're dead because they've been sitting waiting to be delivered for so long. So this is such a widespread problem. I have no idea how many people have been waiting for their medication to be delivered and still haven't gotten it. So this is such an entirely avoidable issue. Yet again, it comes back to corruption. And nobody cares about it from the perspective of how it's going to affect people's day-to-day life. The only concern that politicians are giving to this is that it might affect the election. And I did a whole other video about that. The Democrats only care about the issue of the Postal Service, not because of how it affects people's day-to-day life, their constituents' day-to-day life. They don't care about that at all. All they care about is that it might affect their chance to gain power. Donald Trump might use this to his advantage to manipulate and use it as some form of voter suppression, and people won't be able to get their ballots on time, or they won't be delivered on time, so they won't be counted. That's their only concern about this. They've had held hearings about it and introduced legislation for it. But nobody wants to address the root cause, which is the privatization, which has been set into motion way before Donald Trump was even president. Because you know what? they take money from all these other delivery services who want to privatize the profitable parts of the USPS, like FedEx and UPS and whatever other delivery service. They give a bunch of money to politicians, and this is one of their top priorities. So, I mean, I talk about it all the time on the show. The government is in a crisis of legitimacy. They are on the verge of being illegitimate if they're not already. And it's not because of Donald Trump specifically. It's not because of this whole Russian interference and Russia rigged the election and installed Trump to be president and he's a Manchurian candidate or whatever. No. All of our institutions have proven that they are incapable of doing the most basic functions. Like I said, the Postal Service is a critical part of U.S. infrastructure. And the corruption, the rot is so deep that not even that is safe from intentional sabotage from the people in government. They are working against their own population at every turn. At every turn. They refuse to do what is necessary to contain the virus. They refuse to bail out the people and provide real economic relief to the people who are suffering through no fault of their own. They deny the public health care. The education system is falling apart because they're not equipped to deal with this shock to the system that the virus caused. And now the Postal Service is in complete disarray and shambles. And nobody's actually trying to fix the issue. The farthest they'll go is you better make sure that these ballots get here on time so that we can retain power for ourselves, so that we keep our own asses in our jobs. That's the extent that anybody cares about fixing or addressing what's going on with the Postal Service right now. So this is a sad state of affairs.